It was a time of change, revolution, and courage. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, brave women across the world began fighting for a right we now often take for granted: the right to vote. This is the story of the women's suffrage movement, a struggle spanning continents, inspiring countless lives, and shaping the future. Setting the scene. The 19th century. In the 1800s, women were expected to be homemakers and caregivers, with little to no voice in politics. They were denied many of the rights men enjoyed, particularly the right to vote. For many women, this inequality was unbearable, and they began organizing to challenge it. 2. The first sparks of revolution. The movement took a powerful turn in 1848 at the Seneca Falls Convention, the first women's rights convention held in Seneca Falls, New York. Organized by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott, this event marked a pivotal point where women publicly demanded equal rights for the first time. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. 3. Growing momentum. Organizations and leaders. As the movement gained traction, women organized into groups, giving rise to influential organizations like the National Woman Suffrage Association and the American Woman Suffrage Association. Leaders such as Susan B. Anthony and Sojourner Truth dedicated their lives to the cause, advocating tirelessly for change. 4th, global influence and connection. The call for women's suffrage wasn't limited to the United States. The United Kingdom saw powerful leaders like Emmeline Pankhurst, who led the Militant Women's Social and Political Union, bringing global attention to the issue. New Zealand became the first country to grant women the right to vote in 1893, inspiring activists worldwide. Emmeline Pankhurst. We are here, not because we are lawbreakers, we are here in our efforts to become lawmakers. 5. Militant strategies and resistance. As the struggle continued, many suffragists turned to more radical tactics, using protests, hunger strikes, and civil disobedience to draw attention to their cause. The harsh treatment of women, especially during these protests, drew public sympathy and highlighted the injustice of their struggle. 6. World War I and the final push. When World War I began, women took on roles traditionally held by men, proving their capability and commitment to their nations. This undeniable contribution helped shift public opinion, especially in the United States, where President Woodrow Wilson eventually lent his support to the cause. President Woodrow Wilson: we have made partners of the women in this war. Shall we admit them only to a partnership of suffering and sacrifice, and not to a partnership of privilege and right? 7. Victory and legacy. After decades of struggle, the hard-fought battle paid off. In 1920, the United States ratified the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. The ripple effect continued worldwide, with more countries recognizing women's suffrage, transforming the movement into a global call for equality. 8. The ongoing struggle. While the right to vote was a monumental victory, the women's suffrage movement laid the foundation for ongoing struggles for gender equality. Today, women continue to fight for equal representation, pay equity, and freedom from discrimination, carrying the torch lit by those early suffragists. 9. The expansion of rights beyond voting. The success of the women's suffrage movement inspired other reforms that extended beyond voting rights. Women began advocating for workplace rights, access to education, reproductive rights, and equal pay. These issues, deeply rooted in the values of the suffrage movement, continue to be crucial areas of advocacy today. the intersection of civil rights and women's rights. As the 20th century progressed, the fight for women's rights became increasingly intertwined with the civil rights movement, highlighting the need for equality for all, regardless of race, gender, or background. Leaders from various movements recognized that the fight for justice was interconnected, uniting people across different struggles. 11. The legacy in modern times. The courage and resilience of the suffragists have left an indelible legacy on modern society. Today, women serve in top government positions, lead global corporations, and drive social change worldwide. The suffrage movement serves as a powerful reminder that each voice matters and that change, though often slow, is possible through unity and perseverance. Conclusion: the power of perseverance. The story of the women's suffrage movement is one of resilience, sacrifice, and triumph. These women fought for more than just a vote. They fought for the dignity and respect of all women. Their legacy endures, reminding us that change is always possible